Yeah, I'm different. Nah, I don't fit their system.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of How to Make a House in Roblox Studio. I'm SMC, and this is the Dev Labs, well, the Roblox Dev Labs, and in the last episode, we created a basic house. Now, this is almost identical, maybe you're over here, but just move over so you can see the house, and we're just going to get right back into it. So select all by clicking and dragging your left, sorry, and then that will grab all of the models that you can see. Well, it wouldn't might not get the back, but we will in for hours it will get all of them. Although it did get the back actually, because there's a back there, so let's just double check that. Yeah, it gets all of the models in the vicinity. We didn't get the base plate, which is good. So if we had the base plate, we would have to press Control and then select it so we can get rid of it. But now we have all of this, we want to Control G so we can turn this into a model, and then we will actually press F2 and then say house. So, and one of the first things that I want to get you used to using, we will just move this down a bit because we're just above the ground. What we want to get used to using is a reference to the character. So the character inside of the game that we're going to be playing. So for example, more than likely you're going to be modeling for a game creation. So in order to get used to how to build and how to get close to being the size that you want, you need to know where the character, how big the character is. So if we go over to Toolbox, which I don't know where it's gone, um, huh, hang on. What? Toolbox says it's already open. What? That is not open. Unless I'm, hang on, I'm gonna skip to this. Oh my gosh. It was hidden behind. What the heck? Okay, so my toolbox was hidden behind there, the brush tool for some reason. But yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna type in, say, zombie, because that I know that. Oh, that's a plugin. We don't want plugins, so go to models, and there is normally a nice one that's recommended by YouTube, and then we know that it's okay because a million billion people have downloaded it, but just to be safe, we should probably get rid of the scripts because we don't need the scripts in this because we create our own scripts on this dev lab. So trying to find out where the other script is. Um, let's delete that. And anything else that looks remotely script-like? Oh, that's another script. Right. We now have completely okay then. But ignore the childishness. But there we go. We now have a little model to do as we please with to place about. So we can now see how big this house actually is. So if we select the house, which now because we've put it in a group, we'll actually select all of them, we can actually size it. It is around the right size in my opinion. Maybe not in your opinion, but I don't understand. It looks like it's floating still, very slightly. Maybe that's just Roblox. Right, so we now have this model, and like I said, this is the average size of a model. So if we press play and we walk up to this guy, obviously I'm a slightly little bit bigger, but that doesn't matter. What the heck? What the heck? Why can I climb it? But anyway, as you can see, maybe it's a little bit smaller than the R16, I think these are called. We can actually move it, so we don't really want to be able to move it, but that doesn't matter. But we want a door now, so we're gonna get to negating. So this is going to be the title of the video is negating, because this is a pretty interesting tool. So we're gonna make some windows and some doors. And we're going to be using a negate function, which is in a lot of 3D software. So if you actually move from Roblox into more complicated software such as 3ds Max or Maya, not complicated but more advanced softwares for building, then you will be using this, and it's called, I think it's called a Boolean, because you've got Boolean in programming and a Boolean, which is I might have got them the wrong way around, but There we go. So first thing we need to do is go to home and then create a part. So I will use my plugin, which is the F3X to actually start using this. And then we've got it back down to this, so we'll put it on 0.00, no, 0.00, 0.05. There we go. So we'll just model this around so we can actually get a sizable chunk. Probably put it next to our zombie or move our zombie to where we want him to be. We can move because we messed with the thing already. It's probably messed with the increments already last video. It's better to have them on, but if you didn't, then you can stay precise. If you are, it depends on what type of game you're creating or what type of model you're trying to create for, if it's got to be exact or not, but sometimes you don't have to have exact. So here we go. We are now looking at the, obviously the zombie is now invisible because we're using the zombie as a reference, but that we can now create a door from. So if we move this up a little bit and make sure that it doesn't go all the way to the other side, unless we wanted another door on the other side, which if we wanted another door on the other side, we could do this. But in fact, I will show you that. So this is how I mean in terms of we don't want it overlapping. So if we had this overlapping now, because we've got this as a full wall as a union, we can now select, turn this into a, go onto model, and where has it gone? Negate. So this is negate. Solid modeling is negate tool. Sorry for that, but the negate tool is plain and simple. If you press this, it'll turn into a red color. And then if we click onto the union and then go onto the negative part as well, control click to click both of them while using the Explorer. If you don't have the Explorer, you can go to view and then click on the Explorer. That turns it on and off. And if for some reason that you have it behind a window, you'll have to look for a very small window like that appears on and off when you flick it on and off, because that's what the issue I had earlier, that I'm going to have to edit most out. But now that we've got this, we can go back into the model and we can click union. Now that has completely removed the previous part, so the part that was the negate part, and we can now move all the way through. I think we've actually got the house a little bit too low because we did have some, oh, I'll just use this for now. Huh? What is going on? Oh, never mind. 1 second. We need to, because we've unioned it, we need to place it back into the model of the house, and then we click the house again, and then we can move the house up and down. I swear we had, yeah, the it's in there. The floor's actually in there, but seems like Roblox is being a little bit twitchy with what we've done. But this is just a very basic tutorial because there's certain overlaps and issues that can happen, but you can fix them. We'll get that to a more advanced house building or building tutorial when I get to that. But for now, we're just getting used to the basic things inside of the Roblox editor, as well as using a nice few plugins. So now that we've got this, we can actually do the exact same if we wanted to create a window. So say if we wanted to create a window, this is going to be a very strange looking house, or we could put a window here because if we want two doors, either side, one door here and one door over there, we could put a window here, and I will show you how to create a window. Now I did time lapse one in the simulator series, that if you haven't watched that, go ahead and watch that because I will leave a card here now. But that video just goes over what you can actually do while you're using all of the functions of this, because I was just making a basic, if you've ever seen a simulator game on Roblox, then it'll look very similar to what I was doing in terms of speed lapsing, time lapsing it. Um, but we will get into this now. So as we made before, we will go into part, and now we've made the part. If you want to make a more, let's make a more detailed window instead, actually. So what we're going to do is we're going to get nice and fancy this time. So we're going to create this. Now, obviously, we don't want this window to be completely looking like this, right? Now, I hope this works because this works in a lot of softwares, but if it doesn't work in Roblox, then that's really sad. But we will move this up, and then we will grab the other one, which we're going to turn into a negate part soon. But we're going to go up, and then we're going to try and get straight in the middle. Even if it's not perfect, it doesn't matter, because this is only really a show around of what you can do. So we're going to turn this into go into model and then go into negate again, then select this model and then select the other model with control, by holding control, sorry, and clicking, and then press union. So now we have a nicer part, which is I have no idea what this is actually called in terms of mathematical name now, because I know it's a semicircle, but it's not a semicircle. Is it a semi-cylinder? But right. So now we have this. We'll press Control D to duplicate it because we want to keep this, because this can be a test. We can use this as a template now. So if we rename this window cut template, and then we just Control D that again, so because we know we're going to have two windows. This one we can delete, but we're going to Control D this one so we can have two of them, because we're going to be using these two as windows. So hopefully this isn't going to be too large. No, that looks about right actually. So if we grab this now, and then we, instead of having that one, just take this one and then Control D again, move this over here so it's actually cutting through. As you can see, both of these are cutting through now. So if we go back, we are already on model, so we can click both of these and click negate again. And then if we go back over to the union, which we created with the cutout of the doors, and then we double click, well, we control click with the negate parts, because we can't shift click, because what happens if we shift click? If you know, then good on you, but if you don't know, this is what happens. So you can't shift click. Remember, you have to control click all of them if they're further around and in a jiggedy order. And now we can go over to the union and click union. So we've got now some semicircle cutouts of the window cut, but we've also got a saved window cut that we can use soon. So let's see how long we've been recording. This has been 12 minutes, so unfortunately we can't really get into the next few steps, but as you can see, we have now created some cutouts, and we've got our own little template that we can use for other windows and other buildings in the future. This is a little bit out of proportion, but we can make this look really cool. We can add some like custom windows that we've got in the next episode. So if you like this video, put a like on the video now, and thank you for watching. I hope you have learned something, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.
Yeah, I'm different. Nah, I don't fit their system. So let the match class act, that's a fact. Never backtrack. ADD's my life hack. Addicted to spitting rap. Angels on my back. Triple one, telling me to carry on. What's a meal that either one? Without him, we'd be none.